Okay, well, I'll just do something that happened today. My son, things go missing. And I have like a meltdown internally, just when I can't find something, when something's lost in the house. So my situation today is my son was looking for a red pencil case, and I had it yesterday, and I can't find it. So he asked me today again, where's that pencil case? And it's just like it's like crazy making. Like how can it be gone? And then it goes into the story of how our house is way too messy. We have way too much. Like it blossoms into a big problem about clutter and disorganization and my mind that I don't know where this pencil case is. So like sometimes a really small object that's missing can completely derail me. It probably goes when I'm rushed, it goes along with other things, but so I'm not exactly sure what the belief is, but it's like, I don't know, you know, if I can't find something, it's just like, this is terrible.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Like I need to find it right now, or this shouldn't be missing, or why did I lose? I should know where things are. Maybe it's like I should know where things are.
Mhm. Yeah, I can certainly relate. I lost our mailbox key about a week or two ago, and we looked everywhere and couldn't find it. And just, there's a certain kind of frustration. Even though we got a new mailbox key, there's a part of me that's still looking for that. Where is it? I'll never sleep again.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So how to do the work on this? That's really the question. What are the stressful thoughts? And I think you had some good ones there. Maybe we can brainstorm a little more just to get a list of possibilities. So, like you mentioned, our house is way too messy. Like that came out right away. So there's a judgment in there that also comes in. How about, what does that say about you? Is there anything that makes it personal to you when you lose something?
Yeah, it's like I'm too disorganized. I keep things like it should be easy to find things and I should know where they are. Also, like my mind is too cluttered. Like there's something comes in like, wow, I'm really not present. I have no idea where anything is. Uh, So it's like it reflects on me in that way of being able to keep on top of the house that and then how can I be so absent-minded that I don't know where something basic like this is? And yeah, so it's like it's a reflect, like you say that you can't sleep. It's like forever looking for that thing. It's like, how can it be? How can I have lost track of that? Like, how could that? How could it happen? And I guess maybe like, what else am I missing? Like, if I can't
Hmm.
find that, like, wow, what else is missing? And I could lose anything at any time. But
So what are your self judgments? You know, like I'm too disorganized. That kind of thing is the start. But like, does it intensify? What are some of the more intense self judgments that come in?
um, yeah, I'm too scattered. Um, I'm irresponsible. Um, and also, it's an impossible job to keep. Like, it's such an important job, and it's also impossible to have a minimal, like to have a simple life. Simple. I want simplicity. So maybe that's it too. Like, I just want a simple house, and it's just so easy. Everything's in its place, and never have to look, never have to worry, and the fact that I can't do that. I guess that's where the irresponsible and scattered
Yeah,
and
yeah, exactly. My mind, as I'm thinking of my situation, goes to like I'm a failure kind of thing. You know, like
well,
I just I just can't even I can't even put the mailbox key back after a simple walk to the mailbox. It's, what's wrong with me, you know?
right.
So yeah, I'm too scattered. This is what I wrote down for you. I'm too scattered. I'm irresponsible. Like that one really resonated for me. Um, And then it's an impossible job, right? There's too many moving parts. That's a great frustration thought. And it's an important job. This is really important. We've just amplified the stress with that one. And then I want simplicity. I love it. And I can't do that. Like, despite
Right.
my best trying, I can't.
Right.
These are gold here. These are really gold. So yeah, these are the kinds of thoughts, any one of them, they're so simple and they're so charged and they're so right on point of what I think is getting to the core of why losing, a red pencil case or a mailbox key or whatever is so charged. And there may be more too. Like, I think that thing I said, I'm still looking for it. What's like, it's almost like I can't rest until I find it,
Yes.
or I need to find it. There's some thought in there too.
Yes. Absolutely. I need to find things. They can't go
Yeah.
missing
Yeah.
forever.
Like, not on my watch, because it's like, and then we're getting to identity. I'm not the kind of person who loses things. Yeah. So I need to find it to keep up being a responsible person. It's all tying back together here. These thoughts are related. But see how this is? Like, we're starting to get some touch points here of what the thoughts are. And I always like to stop and just think about what we're doing here on a meta level, that we're just brainstorming, with that feeling. The feeling was, uh, it's like you said, you almost had a meltdown, or like the crazy making feeling, like, and then tracing that feeling to what are the thoughts that are connecting to it, what are the thoughts that are generating it, possibly, or certainly related. And it's a very free form exercise. In this case, we might be judging someone else. There might be a judge your neighbor worksheet lurking in the wings somewhere. But at first thought, I'm not seeing that. And so it's just this free form, identification of what are the thoughts that are running in my brain, and then just write them down without any analysis. Like, just don't think about it too much. So I was typing as much as I could of what you were saying, and just free flow, and then hear it, and then ask yourself a few questions, like, okay, what else, or what more? Is that it? Is there something? Am I getting closer? Is there something else? Those kind of things will keep you looking, and then identifying what's the stressful thought. So any one of these now could become a really sweet piece of work, right? I'm irresponsible, like, yikes, or this is an impossible job, or I can't do this, or I want simplicity, like, I need to find it. All of these super clear for questioning, because why are they such a good find, these thoughts? Because they really connect to that feeling.
Yes.
That's all I'm looking for. So that's the handle. Like, the feeling is the experience, and then the handle is the thought, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know, but they connect so well that when you're doing the work, you can work the thought part, and because it's connected to the feeling, it will start to move the experience as well. Okay, so let's just check in with everyone and see, is there anyone that something else is coming up you want to focus on, or should we keep going in this direction? Any thoughts on that? And maybe I should ask, is there anyone else that's like having a desire to do the work? Otherwise, we can just keep going and actually do the work on one of these statements if you like. Okay, I see a lot of nodding heads. So if you're willing, let's pick one. Let me read the list back to you, and you decide which one feels Feels like it feels closest to that stressful feeling. Let's see. Our house is way too messy. I need to find it right now. I'm too disorganized. I should know where it is. I should be able to keep on top of the house. I'm too scattered. I'm irresponsible.
I think I'm irresponsible.
Okay. Yeah. That one jumped out at me too when you first said it. So cool. You're irresponsible. Simple self-judgment. And the difference, sometimes people are scared of questioning self-judgments with the work, but the key to doing that is, well, first of all, any thought can be questioned. It's just when you're new to the work, sometimes uh, you're not fully understanding the spirit of inquiry, and it can be confusing and yeah. So that's why Byron Katie often recommends starting with judging other people. There are other reasons too, because judging other people will show you hidden parts of yourself that you're not expecting, and that also can be quite amazing. But the more mature you are in this practice, the more you can go absolutely anywhere, and you can question absolutely anything. And so what allows us to work with a self-judgment, what makes it most helpful, is to have a really clear, specific situation in mind, which we have here. So we know exactly what we're talking about. We're not in the clouds. Oh, I'm just irresponsible in a big way. This is very specific with a red pencil case. So, okay. So those words in advance, but let's get into it. So first question, you are irresponsible. Is it true? And situation is looking for this red pencil case. I think you said your son asked you for it and you couldn't find it, and you're just like starting to go crazy. So you're irresponsible. Is it true?
Yes. In that moment, yes.
Yes. Great. And can you absolutely know it's true? You're irresponsible. This is question 2.
No.
So how do you react? What happens when you think this, believe this, feel this, that you're irresponsible in that moment?
It's like the first thing is I am trying so hard to keep on top of everything and I can't. So it's like that was my best, like my best job, and I lose something so obvious. And so it feels like, so my body's completely tense and it's like the future is just like doing my best. I'm still losing this. It's like I'm going to lose a million things. I cannot keep track of things. So the future is like not looking good for being present, for being simple, for not losing important things. And the past is like how many things I've lost, how many times, and how okay, let's try and be more present. And it's like just this like that feeling of like doing my best and losing something so obvious means I'm not capable of this, and yet it's so important. So I just feel like it's so important that I find this red pencil case, and I can't, and we're all in a rush. And part of me knows it's not important, so I'm kind of at war with myself. Like, okay, we can get it later, maybe, but it's like no, but it can't be missing. How could I have lost it? So I just get so lost in this world of the red pencil case, like it magnified everything, this giant. And I will have these thoughts like I want to burn the house down, like just don't want to have anything in my life. And I look in every single thing I look at in the house is a disaster. Like, oh no, look at all those coats there. No wonder we can find. And my mind goes to like, how can we fix this? How can we fix this? How can we have an easier life? And I can't find any solutions. in that moment. And it's so upsetting. Like, I feel like I want to die, like, in that moment.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just, I'm just in the middle of, oh, thank
Okay. So yeah, this is a lot of reaction that
you.
comes
It's
out when you're
huge.
thinking.
So huge.
Yeah. Do you notice it in particular areas in your body by any chance?
I think it's
I'm
like a
irresponsible.
hot column, and it's a jittery feeling also. And my face definitely closes. And I feel like a live wire. And I mean, I make everybody wait while I'm like scrambling around looking for things. And my mind just completely, like, I'm really find it hard to focus on anything. It's just like the pencil case is missing, the pencil case is missing. Like, so anything else I'm looking for, my keys, my wallet on the way out the door, is like, it's hard to find everything.
Yeah. And then I think you may have covered this a bit, but how do you treat yourself in that situation and then afterwards, even when you think you're irresponsible?
Yeah, I'm so mad at myself. I just think that I'm incompetent. And afterwards, it's like, yeah, just that I don't have, like, I can't do basic things. And I leap to myself as the cause of all of it. Like, it's my fault. Like, maybe my son put it somewhere else, but it's like, it's my fault uh, that it's not together, that it didn't work out. So I just treat myself like it's fully my fault for anything that goes missing.
That also, I'm writing that one down too, because that's also a one of these thoughts connected here to the situation.
Mm.
It's my fault and can be questioned just like this one. So, okay. So imagine yourself now in the same situation. Let's go to question 4 and imagine yourself. Your son asks for this red pencil case. You don't find it. It's not, and then you keep looking and still don't find it. Who would you be without the thought that you're irresponsible as you're looking?
Yeah, I wouldn't take it on at all. I would just be helping him. It's his pencil case. It's not mine. And he's not even that concerned about the pencil case in that moment. So I see, without the thought, it's like I can see it's his pencil case, and yet it's a much bigger problem for me than it is for him. And everything in that pencil case and everything about that situation is not important. Like, so without the thought, I feel relaxed, and I only have as much time to look for it as I have. Like, I don't need to look for it all day. It's like, he's not even necessarily, he's asking me the question, where is it? But he's not even asking me, go find it, or waiting for me to find it, or anything. So I can just
Interesting.
say, I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah. So with the thought you're irresponsible, it like becomes this quest and like all that jittery energy and everything. And without the thought, it's sort of like, don't know. Good question.
Yeah. And it's like funny, like just how did things disappear? It's just such a
Uh-huh.
mystery. Like
Uh-huh.
the pencil case, like how many places could it be? Like, wow, it's like crazy in the fun way. Isn't that amazing? All the
Right.
comedians joking about missing socks, and it's like,
Right.
wow, it
Like, how does that
disappeared.
happen?
It happened to us too.
Yeah. Like things disappear, things appear, things disappear. It's just like this miraculous thing going on. Like, how the heck does this happen?
Right.
Yeah. Cool. So that's the difference that a thought like this brings. It adds a stress level that isn't there inherently in the situation. Situation is kind of neutral, but the thought, I'm irresponsible, charges it up and brings it into a stressful experience, as you've seen so clearly here. So that's the power of a thought. I always remark on it, and it's just still always blows me away how one thought can change the whole experience. You know, like one drop of poison in the drink is enough to change the whole experience.
Yes.
So that's it. So how do you turn the thought around? I'm irresponsible.
I'm responsible.
Okay. So even with this missing red pencil case, can you find examples of how you're still responsible?
Well,
Not still responsible, but you're not irresponsible. Yeah.
in that situation, if he asked me for something I could give him, I totally would. If he said, "Can you get me a pen? Can you get me another pencil case?" Like we have like 1,000 pencil cases. So I'm responsible in that I'm there to help if I'm given something I can do. Um,
Yeah.
I'm there for him in that moment. Uh, I want to be responsible. I want to be helpful. So I'm responsible in I'm responding to his question, like with running around, but I'm responding to what he's asking for. And if it was just an easier question, I'd definitely be there.
Mhm. Yeah, you're showing up for duty, right? You're
Yeah.
responsible. It's just that you don't have an answer. That's all.
Yeah. And I do, like I said, I'm doing my best. I mean, I do try, and I probably clean the house more than anybody else as far as putting things away. I try to have places where things go. Um, so I'm responsible. I'm definitely trying, to be responsible. Like it's a value I have of having the house be functional. So I'm responsible in E for effort. So like I am trying. Uh, and people can find things sometimes when they can't see them. I find them. Sometimes they'll call me and I'll go, okay, go to the third shelf and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's there. So I'm
Cool.
responsible. I do know where things are sometimes.
So what's another turnaround? I'm irresponsible.
Um, my thinking is irresponsible.
Okay. What could that mean?
Well, it's my thinking scattered to all these beliefs, all these stresses, all this future and past. It's running around, not being in this moment. And like irresponsible with me, not helping me out.
Hmm. Yeah, it's focused on the pencil case, and it's leaving the responsibility of staying sane. And then so it's leaving that responsibility and getting lost in the pencil case thing. Sounds like you're being responsible, but you're being responsible for the pencil case. It's not
Right.
actually your duty, which is to stay sane,
Yes.
you know.
Yes. Yes. I'm irresponsible. My thinking is irresponsible with what matters, the things that
Right,
matter.
right.
And
Like
use
the things that I actually can, uh, you know, things that I can control in some degree, and things that are actually more important in some
right.
regards.
And and I'm even thinking of, how like little kids might be irresponsible. Like my thinking's a little kid or whatever, it's irresponsible. Like it's stuff. It's like wah wah wah. You know, my thinking's irresponsible as a little kid. So when I become aware of it, it can be, yeah, we're not doing that whole. It's like not interested in responsibility. It's interested in playing or running around.
Yeah. So what's another turnaround? I'm irresponsible.
I'm not sure. I'm not irresponsible, or do
It has
some.
a slightly different flavor than I'm responsible. So let's play with I'm not irresponsible. What could that mean?
I guess first of all, that it's not that big of a deal. Losing most things, and also sometimes when I like one time there was a wallet lost. It was if he was a big part of losing this wallet, but I took it on me. It was like I should never have given him that bag, even though he was the one that lost it. Ultimately, so I'm not irresponsible. Is like it's not totally me. This is my son's pencil case. So often I'm beating myself up for things that other people have lost that I've touched or been part of. So I'm not irresponsible. It's like it's not just me that done this.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm part of
It
it.
kind of leads into another turnaround, which is he's irresponsible.
Right.
Not that he's irresponsible in a judgmental way, but how is it possible that it's his responsibility as much as your responsibility, or more
Yes.
so, or something, right?
Yes. And when I'm taking those other people's responsibility on, A, it's really heavy to bear, and B, then I'm mad at them too because of my own feelings of suffering.
Hmm.
Whereas instead of it's like, let me know how I can help your situation rather than be responsible for it. Like
Right.
you're responsible for your pencil case. Maybe I had a role in there and I'm interested in helping move on to the next step.
Yeah.
But ultimately he's responsible for his pencil case, for what he needs for school, for how he treats his possessions. So I'm not responsible for everybody else. It's a lot harder to be responsible if I'm trying to be responsible for everybody
Yeah.
than it
Yeah.
is if I'm
That's
not.
that's where that feeling of crazy making that you mentioned at the
Yes.
very beginning comes from. It's like, oh my God, it's too much. Like I can't do that, because the I can't do that applies to me taking responsibility for all the people, or even just one son, and all of the things that are moving around in that situation. So yeah, that's um, it's just really nice to bring this turnaround in. It's like he's irresponsible. If he lost the pencil case, then it's also true that he's irresponsible.
Mm,
It's not a bad thing, but it's just not my job,
right.
or not as like if it's my job, it's in a supporting role, not as like the center role. So we could play even with another turnaround. I never wasn't expecting so many turnarounds to come out of this simple statement, but another one is like I'm too responsible. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm like overly responsible or something like that. Sort of similar to what we were just saying.
Yes. Well, that to me, what that brings up for me is I'm not just responsible for his pencil case, I'm responsible for how he feels about not having it. So I'm too responsible. I am immediately, I'm like, oh no, they're upset or they're going to feel bad or like, and so I want them to be happy. And so like, if they, especially if they lose, like my daughter losing her earrings, she's so upset about them. And I'm like, okay, earrings. And I don't want her to be unhappy. And I'm taking that on. And then I'm feeling terrible because she won't get happier. So I'm too responsible. I add in an extra layer of responsibility that's much more than the pencil case. It's really about their emotional state, how they're feeling about the lost object, how everyone in my family is feeling about it.
Yeah. So that's what makes this too much. That's what puts it over the top. It's not just a red pencil case. This is what can make you feel like you want to have a meltdown when it happens, because this is like, there's so much burden on there. And it's really like I'm too responsible or over responsible. Like it's kind of brings up that idea of my business, your business that Byron Katie often talks about of, okay, well, it's my responsibility to take care of my business, whatever that is. But I have to be really careful to define what is actually my business. And is that, where am I getting into their business of like, I want them to be happy, and that's not really up to me. I mean, I can be a good parent, but then there's certain things that has to happen from their side. And so just noticing the difference, right? Where's my responsibility end? And then it becomes a finite world instead of an infinite world that I can never manage. And it's always going to be too much for me.
Thank you. That's really great. Because that is what I'm more upset about than the pencil case, is how he's feeling about it. Like, it's him not having his pencil case. I know he feels bad about it. And that's the part that's really crushing, is feeling other people's feelings about it.
Exactly. It can even get tied into like a mistaken idea of what it means to be a parent or something. Like I'm responsible for their happiness. Like,
yes,
no, I'm responsible for certain things, but I'm not responsible for everything.
Right.
And just seeing bits and pieces of that brings it back down to a more manageable kind of job, manageable role to play. So this is great. The case of the red pencil case. Very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. So thank you so much for sharing it, and both the process of narrowing down what to work on,
Yes.
and then also working through it. Really very helpful.